Why did the chicken cross the road? Welcome to Philosopher's Corner. I'm John. Why did the chicken cross the road? It's a philosophical question that people have been asking in joke form for millennia. I don't even know when the first time the why did the chicken cross the road joke / question appear in the human consciousness, but it seems as though it's always been there. How long it's been there is almost a chicken and the egg question. So why did the chicken cross the road? So philosophically, well, if we're going to be literal, I don't think we can really ever know why the chicken crossed the road. Like a chicken crosses the road, I don't know. Philosophically, why did the chicken cross the road? Well, there's so many ways to really unpack this. From the one level, it's a question about not questioning people's motives. Why did the chicken cross the road? What's it to you? Why do you care why the chicken's crossing the road? Are you interested that the chicken is somehow being anthropomorphized? Do you think that the chicken, because it's now engaging in what you deem to be human behavior, are you comparing the chicken to yourself? Are you saying, I cross roads, and then you project on the chicken, why is that chicken crossing the road? You're thinking to yourself, chickens don't have appointments. They don't have meetings. They don't own stock. Why is he crossing the road? What's his motivation? What's the intent of the chicken? Which, of course, when you ask that question, you should then again ask yourself, why am I asking the intent of a chicken? I'd say a human asks that question because there's a man-made construct in the question. Because when you think about it, it's a man-made road. You never say, why is the chicken walking around? You say, why is he crossing the road? It's almost an imposition on all of the artifice that humanity has come up with. Like, oh, why? We built that road. Some other human built that road. Why is the chicken crossing it? Which brings up the essential question of why did the chicken cross the road? Why? What is his intent? What's his purpose? Why is he here? We have these roads for efficiency, for production, to get to meetings, to do important things, to do human things. And here's this chicken trying to cross it. Well, what's the chicken getting to? What's his intent? What's that chicken doing with its life? Why is he crossing the road? And that's the human reaction to the animal coming in from a place of intentional purity and crossing over the road, which symbolizes all of human creation. Why is nature impeding on human creation? Doesn't it know that to exist in human creation, it needs a purpose, it needs an intent, it needs to clearly tell me why it's crossing the road? Why is it crossing the road? Are we going to have to take it down to the station? Are we going to have to give it further questions? Why is it crossing the road? The modern human mind that has not transcended society wants answers to intentions. It wants to control things. It wants to know why. It wants to know what your productivity level is. It wants to know how efficient you are. It wants to know what your agenda is. It wants to know what your investment portfolio is. And that chicken has none of those things. That chicken just shows up and it has no explanation, and it's going to cross the road whether you like it or not. It also offends some humans because the chicken can actually cross the road. It actually seems to sense what's going on. It seems to have some basic understanding that there are big metal machines traversing it and that they are somehow bound by the pavement. The chickens approach the road, they look at it, they seem to understand that the cars aren't going to veer off the road, and they seem to understand there's an interval of these machines at which they can safely cross. So maybe on some level, the human asking this question is jealous of the chicken's ability to perceive the human world. there's a lot of prejudices that come up when the chicken comes to the edge of the road to cross it. And then when it's mid-crossing, humans typically stop what they're doing to observe it. Is it going to do it? Is it going to make it? Why is it doing it? All these questions flood the human mind about the chicken crossing the road. And in the philosophical sense, as an archetype of thought, it's about being suspicious of anybody's intent, of wanting to know too much about anybody's intent. The chicken be damned. It's anybody. Why is anybody doing anything? Why is anybody doing anything conventional? Why is something that I never thought could be doing something conventional doing something conventional? Why is that making me think a certain way? Why can't that thing tell me all the things I need to know to make me comfortable with something that it's doing that I don't understand? Why won't that thing give me all the answers I need to satisfy my rational brain and to extinguish all of my curiosity so that I can know exactly what they're doing and what their intention is? Because somehow I perceive myself as, on some level, some form of authority over what's permissible or what's allowable, or what should be done within certain constructs. Or even it's just polite to let me know because you're a thing and maybe I think like it's strange that you're trying to do this thing and you sort of owe me an explanation. And at a minimum, you've just made me extremely curious and intrigued and interested in what you're doing. But the more I watch you do this thing that I haven't seen before, or maybe I've seen or heard of, but it's rare, but now I'm confronted with it, I feel like if you don't provide me answers, it's going to leave an open inquiry in my mind, and that's going to keep me thinking for a long time about things which may not yield any answers anytime soon, and that makes me very uncomfortable. So right now I'm sort of demanding that you give me clarity on this situation, which I think is a great insight into how the human mind operates, because we have an insatiable curiosity for reality and for things and people's intentions within the reality and the goings on of reality and what they lead to and what they mean and the purpose and all these things. And they're very human thoughts. We live in a world where we've conditioned everything and everyone to have a productive ends and means. And if it doesn't, a lot of people have been trained to think that it's immoral. That if you're not doing something productive with your life, that you are in fact immoral and that you're dragging down the species writ large. And so when we see the chicken crossing the road, we want to know, why the fuck are you crossing the road? What's your intention, chicken? What are you doing? Why aren't you out there being productive? Why aren't you in the chicken coop laying eggs and being productive and being a good chicken? Why have you gone rogue? Why have you found a road? Why are you trying to cross it? What's on the other side of the road? Are we going to have to take you down to the station for further questioning? We already asked you that. We don't want you to have to put on chicken cuffs and throw you in the back of the car and take you down. It's getting pretty serious pretty quick. So why did the chicken cross the road? Because humans built it in his way. Thanks for spending some time here at Philosopher's Corner. I hope you found it helpful. And as always, have fun.